So, continuing on the topic of Pokemon from last episode, I was talking about Generation 5 starters, more specifically Superior. Yeah, Superior, not that great compared to the other two, in my opinion. Oh, no, actually. The evolutional line is, in general, better than the other two, but Superior, as a final evolution, weaker than the other two. Yeah, so Oshawott, another one of the Gen 5 starters. I feel like Oshawott, the Pokemon itself, not the evolution line, really fucking lame. That thing looks derpy and ugly as hell. And for someone who always picks water types as a tradition, Oshawott's my least favorite one, by far. It's just ugly. Duott's probably my favorite one of the evolutional line. Duott looks cool and dope. And then, fucking, what's its name? The final one's pretty okay as well. Samurott. But not too amazing. And, then you've got Tepig and that evolution line. Which is, God, why on earth did they decide to make another firefighting starter? I just don't understand the people of Pokemon. Why do you need so many of them? Anyways, I feel like Tepig, whatever the next one is, and Emboar, have some pretty cool designs. I like them a lot. I feel like Emboar is probably the most slept on design out of, like, most starters probably. I feel like a lot of people don't like him at all, which is, I feel like it's kind of understandable. His face isn't, you know, the prettiest or anything, but I still think he's really cool. And then, Generation 6. Which ones were those again? That was, Froakie, Chestnut, and... No, not Chestnut, that's the final one, isn't it? Chespin, and the little fox. Right, that one, whatever the one that was called. I feel like Generation 6 was also a very solid one. My least favorite evolutional line from that generation would probably be the fire one. Name is escaping me right now. Yeah. I also really like the theme they went with for Gen 6 of them being the typical 3 starting classes in RPGs, being rogue, wizard, and a warrior or tank or whatever. I think that's a really cool idea. And their designs are very cool as well. Fennekin, that was the name of the fire one. There we go. Yeah, Fennekin, my opinion, not so cool. I feel like it's kind of weird how they've got like this little staff or wand or whatever on the final evolution. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like without it, I would have liked it more. For no good reason, honestly. And then, Chestnut is another one a lot of people don't seem to like, and I do actually really like that design and Pokemon in general. 'Cause, you know, just looks dope, dude. I know that's been my argument for a lot of these, but, you know, I'm just not very good at explaining it, I guess. But yeah, I should probably go back and get that water I saw earlier so I could pass through that lava. Yeah, Chestnut is just dope. And then there's a Froakie. But I mean, I feel like Froakie itself is, I don't know, it's not a bad design, but it just seems a little weird to me. And then obviously the other two, Greninja and the one before that, are pretty fucking dope, dude. They're just really cool. And obviously, a lot of people share that opinion, because Greninja is just a very famous, or a very popular, rather, Pokemon. Got in Smash and all. Okay. Oh, Dimidones. Continuing on, talk about generations. Oh shit. That's Surpley's Snap. Dead. That's a shame. It's very early. Okay, so continuing on with Generation 7 we were on? Yeah, 7. 7 had pretty good starters as well. I feel like my least favorite one of those probably is that's a tough one actually. Oh no, actually it's definitely the water one. Again, even though I always pick the water one because it's almost kind of a tradition at this point. I feel like it just wasn't that great. Also, it's a very the final evolution. What was it called again? I can't remember what it was called. Obviously, an incredibly feminine Pokemon. Not gonna lie. And I just don't like it when they make one of the starters obviously more geared towards girls. I get why they do it, because that way they have a larger audience, and you know, more girls will be eager to play the game since they see a Pokemon that looks really pretty to them. But I feel like they should just make it gender neutral, I guess. But then again, there's also like a lot of starters that look really masculine, I guess. So it's not the best argument I've ever thought of, since, you know, that would get, if they were to make them all very gender neutral, then some of my favorite ones wouldn't be there. But yeah, I've got Litten and that whole line, which is, I really like. Darkfire, really cool combination for a starter. I feel like they definitely made a good call with that one. And then there's Rowlet, and honestly, Rowlet's evolution line, probably the best they've made in like ever, probably. It's just, Rowlet's fucking cute as fuck. Who can even deny that shit? Then you've got the second one, which is a little insignificant, but I feel like he's still got like his own style that makes him cool and unique. Kind of looks like a snobby fucking dude, which is super cool. Oh shit! Oh, fuck! Why? Oh, God damn it! Why didn't that knock him back? What happened there is I only had one hand on my fucking mouse, and I didn't have my hand on my keyboard, so I couldn't walk back to like not get hit by that guy. Oh well, it's only 1.5 heart. Oh, I can heal that up pretty quickly. Yeah, and then fucking then the final evolution comes along. I don't know why it's so difficult to remember their names right now, but God, what was it called? It doesn't matter. Point is, that Pokemon is so fucking cool. It's unbelievable. We've got this whole coast type thing going on as well, which is really unique, which I obviously really like, since, you know, the same goes for the fire one. The dark type has never been a starting type before, and it is now, which I can really appreciate, and, you know, coast as well. I feel like at one point there should be a starters with every other type for the secondary types. Even though I guess that could make things very unbalanced, since you could have a water rock that would be like incredibly weak to grass. Actually no, because there has been Swampert, which was a water ground, and the same thing applies to him. I gotta look out for these mobs now. I don't want to take more damage after that little zombie hit. Yeah, I hope they start making starters with more unique types, because I always find that really cool. Come on, make paper here. Am I fucking this up really badly, or is... Oh, it just has to be flat, right? Yeah, I'm honestly really hoping for what type combination would be great for the new starters? Alright, let's fucking think of secondary types for all three stars right now. I want to see a grass fighting, a water flying would be cool, and for fire, I'd almost say dragon, but I feel like that would be quite imbalanced. Maybe fairy, but I feel like, I don't know. Yeah, I guess fairy would be a good one. Yeah, that. I don't know if absorption's enabled. I'm gonna check that out real quick. Absorption. Where is it? I'm guessing it's on. Come on. Where is this? Oh, it's not on the match post. That's why I can't find it. I don't know. Well, hopefully absorption's not on. Because I'm gonna eat this apple. Yeah, I was right. I mean, obviously, there's a much higher chance of it not being on than it being on because it's a record round. And what record round actually has absorption? I can't think of one. Am I being called? I might be being called. Never mind. I'm not popular, lol. Okay, let's enchant. Let's see. Can I get... Damn. I just want Brodge Prot. Is it worth it? Yeah, it's worth it. Hell yeah. Brodge Prot. I'm gonna get protection on my leggings. I'm gonna go half-half, as I always do. Never failed me. There we go, fully enchanted. Could probably get a pretty good bow going here, because I've got so much string. If I can make an anvil soon. I need 3 more to make power 3. Oh, I should probably make more sticks first. Yeah, because that kind of concludes me talking about the Pokemon stars of each generation. Also, oh wait, what am I doing 4? I need 3. Also, another game that should be way more popular. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Those games are fantastic. Especially the older ones. I feel like the newer ones have kind of been a bit less. Can't lie about that. Newer ones have kind of been a bit disappointing. The latest one I still kind of enjoyed. But I think the 2 that came before that, I think it was 2, I'm not quite sure on that. The 2 before that were a bit lame. Let's be real. I think Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky was my favorite game, one of my favorite games of all time. I adored that game so much when I was a kid. Probably one of my most played games of all time, I'd say. Because for anyone who hasn't played it, it's how do I explain this? It's kind of it's a game where you go through dungeon as a Pokemon. It's kind of turn-based, I'd say. Not really a turn-based combat. Like whenever you move, your enemies move as well. So it's like in turns, I guess. Not exactly, but kind of. Yeah, it's such a great game. Oh shit, that's a first kill. Rip Isaac to 0. Yeah, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, amazing game. Also, go play Professor Marcus's game. Chosen team of 4 Cockling Kings. Hell yeah, dude. Also, just instantly 2 people asking for a team for that game. Yeah, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Sky. Fucking fantastic game. It's so much fun. Also, another part of the game which I really enjoy is recruiting other Pokemon. See, when you go, you start out with a team of 2 Pokemon, which are like the 2 main characters. Basically, the storyline is the main character, is a human that turns into a Pokemon, and you kind of go from there. And then you find like a friend, and you go on adventures, and you know, typical shit like that. And then the game like throws you into these different dungeons, and you find like a bunch of different Pokemon, and you can recruit them. There's like a small chance to recruit Pokemon whenever you beat them. And I found that part of the game so much fun when I was a kid. I just played dungeons over and over again just to recruit the Pokemon in it. And at one point, I tried to recruit all of the Pokemon in the game, which never happened because that would take such a long time. But I tried my ass off, that's for sure. So here's a skeleton, I want to kill it. Skeletons are bad. There it is. Rush! Fuck you! Oh yeah. Should probably make some arrows as well, now that I think of it. That's why I was taking that gravel earlier. Yeah, Mystery Dungeon is just... it's a unique experience, really. I don't think I've ever played a game that's made me feel like it's like that game. Not to say there aren't any games out there that are like it. Because, you know, I think there's just Mystery Dungeon games that aren't from Pokemon. But, you know, never played one of those. And then another Mystery Dungeon game, Pokemon, I think it was Red, something Red and something Blue. One was for the Game Boy, the other one for Nintendo DS, I think. I'm pretty sure I played both of those too. Those games are also very great. I don't think it's quite as good as Explorers of Sky, but they're still up there. They're still amazing. Obviously, you know, I think they only go up to Generation 3, because Explorers of Sky introduced, like, Generation 4. And then I think the next one was with 5, and... I don't... The next one was probably with 6, I don't know, I didn't play it. Yeah, those games I also played very, very much when I was a kid. It's kind of funny, because I played the one for Game Boy, and I really enjoyed it. And I was like, wow, I wonder if there's any more games of this series. So I go to the store, and I see the one that's for DS, and I'm like, holy shit, there's another one. So I bought it, only to come home and find out it's the exact same game as the one on Game Boy is. And I'm just there like, well, I just bought the same game twice. Well, it's kind of disappointing, not gonna lie. But I still played it. Because the game's perfect. Well, not perfect, but, you know, it's amazing. And I hope the next one they make will be like the one before, honestly. Because the latest one, I feel like, once again, a lot of people don't like, but I really enjoyed it. Recruiting Pokemon is different in that game. You have to do missions to recruit them, which was a thing in the games before that. But in the games before that, it was an option, rather than a requirement. So you could, like, do missions and maybe you'd recruit a Pokemon as a reward. And in the new one, you have to actually complete a mission to recruit any Pokemon, which I don't think is that big of a deal. But what I don't like is how the mission system kind of works. Because how it works is you need to get access to one mission, you need to complete others first, which I'm not a big fan of. Because my favorite Pokemon's Hitmonlee, and I really wanted to get the mission to recruit Hitmonlee. But you know, that mission was one of the like later ones, so you'd have to like complete a lot more other missions. And honestly, I'd kind of prefer it if you got missions like random. I mean, I guess that's kind of contradictory to what I said about Hitmonlee and how I really wanted him. Because if it were random, you know, I'd never really know. And also GG to Sonic Joey. But yeah, I don't know, man, it feels kind of weird. Because the missions in the games before that were also all random. And I just like that more. I feel like I kind of just like random elements in games. Okay, thanks for watching.